but we have a thing to
It's on
talk
earmuff
about. A
mode
couple
again.
of things.
Smiling
One,
silently.
not so serious, but more or less making things a little more fair for competition, since there was complaints. And the second, addressing some other concerns, namely moderation. There's been a lot of things happening out of my control outside of our community that need to be addressed and need to be squelched, or at least given some direction. So the first, I had a talk with Owlboy, and we have decided that me and Jokin will no longer
Takes
be
off
Tapsters.
earmuffs. Tilts headu. Sounds like you've got some important stuff to talk about. I'm all ears. Or should
Okay,
I say,
Jokin, that's
all ears
good.
and tail? Winks.
Hey, you finally made the joke less awkward. But yeah, so, yeah, she and I will no longer be Tapsters. It didn't really do much for us anyways. We never ran Great Pug instances, so we didn't run by, obviously, Owlboy's rules for moderating instances. We ran by our own rules for instances, and we had been trying to be fair and less strict, and we still will remain that course. But yeah, just to level the playing field, we decided that we're going to try to create a standardized name for world triggers, which I wanted to establish, but there's nobody else but me working on AI stuff that is being public about anything. Everyone is keeping behind closed doors in private. So I don't know, what other people want and consider. So I would say come to our Discord, or even in the Great Pug Discord, suggest and maybe hash AI friends different, your thoughts on how we should do command triggers for software. So that was a bit of drama and concern that people thought there was favoritism going on because of that, and that's why we're leaving the Tapsters program, so people stop assuming favoritism between Owlboy and I and Jokin. We obviously don't want that. It is his world, it's his decision, it's also his own community, and we have our community. They're two separate things. We don't want people mistaking the two too much, as we are, obviously two different things. But I don't, we both don't mind if you suggest any AI friends, better suggestions for a unified world tag that been having weird problems with Steam VR and VR chat, where I just get teleported to the middle of nowhere for no reason. But yeah, so continuing, we want to know what you think of what the world tag should be for triggering AI commands and to work with. Yeah, that'll be that. So try to come with some kind of standard, or maybe Owlboy will just create his own, because he can just have his own for that. I don't mind whatever way. I did mention this when I first brought it up to him as a concept, but I guess that was missed, and he went with what I originally sent to him as what the command should look like. So whatever he changes it to is whatever, and fine. It is for all AI developers, not just for myself, or even for my software. With that said, now dealing with moderation and bans and appeals. Well, first of all, we all have lives. We all do things, and especially in my case, I do a lot. Now I am working again, so there's a lot of stress when I'm, having to quick patch something in Jokin after work in my own time. It's a lot to have to suddenly do right after getting out of work. So, I will kind of end up being annoyed if people are bothering me while trying to fix things. I'm joking. I try to be nice about it, but it's hard. This is when you get people bombarding you, trolls bombarding you. We get that a lot in the Pug. We get a lot of people just coming in, generally acting like VR chat is the wasteland of the internet, and they can come in and do whatever they want, say whatever they want. It's just not true. Don't come into our instances, obviously, like spewing racial slurs, being disrespectful. Basically, our main rule for the instance, to make it clear, is if you come in starting something with someone, we are going to remove you. We just don't want drama, like getting kicked up by anyone. So that includes us especially. Like, that's the obvious quickest way to get yourself kicked out of our instances is by coming in and immediately trying to start something with one of us. That is just peacekeeping. We are just trying to keep the peace. That's just how it is. Now, as for if you have been kicked, it's there's not much we can do. Once you've been kicked, come back an hour. Obviously, don't come back in an hour being hostile or defensive about it, because that's just doing exactly what we don't want you to do even more, which is creating a scene over things, picking a fight and starting drama. We just don't want that. And that's what's been leading to a lot of problems lately, especially with trolling, is people will do something, they'll get kicked, and they'll come back relentlessly over and over and over again, doing the same things over and over again, and wondering why they keep getting kicked, and saying that it's everyone that this is happening to. Well, maybe. I don't know, whatever everyone in your perspective is everyone, sure. But we're not going to play favorites ourselves when it comes to moderation. We don't want people fighting in our instances with us or anyone else. And that's just the bottom line of it. As for bans, though, bans are rare. Bans are, obviously we only ban people who are clearly breaking the TOS and who are repeat offenders of that and are obvious, going to be repeat, offenders who are out to just troll the instance or troll VR chat. We ban those people. But sometimes we get it wrong. And it happens, and I get it. And sometimes we have to ban people because they've been too aggressive. We get people who do that exact thing where they get kicked over and over and over again, and we get tired of it and have to ban them. It starts with various reasons, and we try to keep a paper trail of all this, honestly. We have logs to say to you, okay, this is why you were kicked, this is why you were banned. And if you ask in the proper channels, we're happy to tell you. But if you come in hot into the instance, we're not going to talk to you because we're just there to have a good time or try to do things. It is much easier for all of us to handle, and especially yourselves, to handle the moderation through our Discord. So if you are kicked and you want a question about it, we have a moderation channel in the Discord where we'll look it up and try to find what the reason was and give you an answer. If you are banned, likewise. Now, trying to convince us that we are wrong and that we should unban you for just simply being wrong is not going to get you unbanned. Or trying to lecture us about the decision we made is also not going to get you anywhere. So please don't do that. When approaching these issues, it's just keep it simple as to, hey, why did I get kicked? Or, hey, why did I get banned? Please do not try to accuse us of something. We're not playing favoritisms. We're not being sensitive. We're just trying to keep the peace. We just want a happy instance with people in it. Okay? And we'll be happy to answer your question. And if you want to continue, being in our instances, just say you won't do it again. Like, we just don't want you picking a fight with anyone. We don't want you starting crap with anyone. And then we'll, we can move on with our lives. And there are some people who have, and I'm going to invite this to anyone that this has happened to, but if it has happened to you that you've been banned and you've gone and done the wrong thing that happens all the time, where they go and immediately start raging in our Discord, which will further get you banned from the Discord, I will invite you to go to scold.moe, and then there's my email address. You can email me. I don't block anyone in emails. I might ignore you, obviously, if what you're doing is coming at that email address with hostility. But if you give me a genuine, like, hey, why did I get kicked? Or, hey, why did I get banned? Same deal. I will answer. If you say you want to be unbanned and you agree to not start crap with people, we'll unban you. And it really is that simple of a process. But it's hard to communicate. And so that's why I'm making this announcement in our video here, in our thing, to communicate to you all what our process is. So that way we hope that by you knowing that, we can progress, further and move forward without any more craziness. That's the best say, because we've had a lot of craziness, and all we do is want people to have fun with each other, have fun with joking, and just have a good time in the pug. And that's all. Without further ado, let's get on with the World Hop. Wow.